A lot of people think soil is just dirt with fertilizer in it. But healthy soil is closer to a living ecosystem than a static medium. USDA defines soil health as the continued capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem. And that matters because soil is doing several jobs at once. It regulates water, stores and transforms nutrients, supports roots, and helps sustain plants and animals. The key idea is that soil is not only what plants sit in, it is what makes plant growth possible in the first place. And the most active part of that system is right around the root zone, where living roots feed microbes with sugars and other compounds. If you want better soil, the first move is simple: keep it alive. The reason healthy soil works is that it is full of workers you don't usually notice. The Soil Biology Primer from USDA NRCS describes bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, arthropods, and earthworms as part of the living component of soil. That is not just biology trivia. Those organisms break residues down, move materials through the soil, and help turn nutrients into forms plants can actually use. Earthworms build tunnels that bring in oxygen and help water move downward. Soil arthropods shred organic matter and help distribute beneficial microbes. In a balanced system, that hidden labor is part of what makes the whole field or garden feel resilient. The crop above ground is only as steady as the food web below it. Compost is one of the simplest ways to send organic material back to work. EPA defines composting as managed aerobic decomposition, and it points out that composting recovers nutrients and keeps them local. That is the important part. Kitchen scraps, leaves, crop residues, manure, and other organic materials do not have to become waste. They can become a stable soil amendment that adds organic matter, supports beneficial microbes, and helps soils hold water and resist compaction. Compost also helps improve nutrient availability over time. But it is not magic. For a demanding annual crop, compost may need to be paired with other fertility sources. The value is not that compost replaces everything else. The value is that it turns a waste stream into part of the soil system again. If compost is about feeding the soil, cover crops are about never letting the soil sit idle for long. USDA says cover crops can control erosion, reduce compaction, increase nutrient content, and support beneficial insects. The practical difference is species choice. Grasses like cereal rye are strong nutrient scavengers, so they are good for catching leftover fertilizer after harvest. Legumes like clover and vetch do something else. They can fix nitrogen for the next crop. SARE notes that non-legume cover crops can sometimes scavenge 30 to 50 pounds of nitrogen per acre, and more when there is a lot of leftover nitrogen in the field. But the benefits depend on timing, biomass, termination, rainfall, and temperature. So this is not a slogan, it is a management tool. The goal is simple: keep living roots in the ground and recover what would otherwise be lost. This is where a lot of advice gets too generic. Soil survey data from USDA makes the point plainly. Many people assume all soil is similar, but significant differences in soil properties and characteristics can occur. Some soils are seasonally wet or flood-prone. Some are shallow to bedrock. Some hold water differently because of texture, parent material, or landscape position. That is why regional soil patterns matter. Broad soil orders give you a map of the country. Mollisols are common in prairie regions, altisols in humid southeastern areas, aridosols in drier regions, and andisols in volcanic regions. MLRAs go one step more practical by grouping land according to patterns of soils, climate, water, and land use. So if you are choosing compost rates, cover crops, or tillage intensity, the first real question is not what works in general. It is, what soil am I actually standing on? Once you put the pieces together, healthy soil stops looking mysterious. Keep the soil covered as much as possible. Disturb it less when you can. Keep living roots in the ground longer. Use compost where it fits. Choose cover crops for the job you actually need done. And do not guess about the soil itself, when local survey data and a soil test can tell you more. That stack is what turns soil from a surface into a system. It is also why the best farms and gardens don't rely on one miracle input. They build a rhythm. Feed the soil, protect the soil, and match the practice to the place. When you do that, the soil has a better chance to hold water, cycle nutrients, support roots, and stay productive without being forced. Healthy soil matters because it is not just where plants grow. It is the living system that keeps water moving, nutrients cycling, and the whole field or garden functioning. When you protect that system, the soil does more of the work for you, season after season, instead of needing constant rescue.